Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought health is about what we're eating? Join me on my quest to disseminate my go-to health regimen, the Health 44, my clumsy branding of eliminating 4 classes of food, introducing 4 classes of micronutrients. Bingo, bongo, health sorted. So thank you for your interest. Let's do this. Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk? Who'd have realised? Who'd have imagined? Yeah, so health is what we're eating. And today, you clicked on this episode. I am experimenting for you. Some of the regular listeners know about my experimentation in the past. How much protein am I taking? What sort of benefits am I getting? My oral health experimentation, where I haven't brushed my teeth for about 2.5 years now, I think. Is it 2.5 years? It'll be close. It's about 2.5 years without brushing my teeth, and the only issue in that 2.5 years was I had a tooth extraction, one of my back molars, a 30-year problem where it was close to a nerve. Each and every, there was only 3 or 4 x-rays in that time, but each and every time I had that x-ray, oh, that tooth, oh, that tooth, oh, that tooth, what? I keep on feeling it. It's so close to the nerve, and all of a sudden it broke through into the nerve, so root canal, and I just take it out. So they took it out. $500 for one tooth. Amazing. Anyway, so as part of naming this particular episode, I'm experimenting for you, is that some of it reporting and some of it my new experimentation, nice new word, experimentation will include, here we go. Going forward, and for the last, say, 10 days, I've reduced my micronutrient intake, my supplements. The whole Health 44 is, well, the second part of the 44. The 4 categories of micronutrients has been reduced. Is it by half? Yes, I believe so. It's by half. And I will report how I go, because Dr. Joel Wallach, the founder of Longevity, used to be called Longevity, ran into a few problems saying this and that, and he called things a pig pack and all that sort of thing for arthritis. Not the best marketer, not bad of a marketer, but he just rehashed it into longevity. So it's been around for 30 plus years, going on what, nearly 35 years. So they're doing something right, perhaps. And as part of experimenting for you, I need to have contingency plan in place where I need to have other supplements ready to go if I need. So if I need to, if longevity go into a supply crunch, supply crisis, get the axe or go broke or something. I don't think they'll be going broke. There's not many takers though, which is surprising, and particularly with the talk I gave on the Gold Coast. And I'm a stickler for the whole Health 44, which I advocate here. That's why I benefit so well. And with how I was before, prior to longevity, I was a mess. So yeah, it's a real testament. So there is the new experimentation for you, is the halving of the dosage. The whole 1 pack for each 100 pounds of body weight, or 45 kilograms. Tell you what, it's a bit steep for me. I pretty much need 2 packs, being 94, 5 or 6 kilo, around that slot. It's a bit costly, so I would have probably had to do it. Had to sort of notch it back anyway, because I couldn't quite afford it, and I'm not working. and yeah, it's a bit expensive. And also, lately I've been upping my carnivorous intake, my meat intake. And usually, just as a quick add-on for those carnivore people, it's not about just bacon and beef. Okay, you need to, for the real benefits of carnivore, you need to be eating bone broth, kidney, liver. Yeah. So don't forget that. I'm not eating kidney or liver, but just the slight up boost of beef, especially, it's giving me some good benefits, some lean mass retention, maybe even some increase, because it's pretty hard to increase lean mass too much when you're 50 plus. But I don't do much on the lifting weights anyway. I'm doing calisthenics now, and I forgot to disclose on the last episode I was doing 1 repetition of dips, um, one chin up and 1 dip, like the maximum, like the highest I can go in my chin up and the lowest I can go in my dip, and I can only do one of each. And on my 6th 10-second workout of the day, which works out to be 1 minute, right? I went down for my final dip of the day. Torn pectoral major class 2, out for probably 5 weeks. So there you go. That's that, kaput. And about, what's that, 5 or 6 months ago, had a broken thumb. No, nothing. I could do nothing, because it's amazing what your thumb is so important for. It's so amazing. I'm not going to take this thumb for granted ever again. The bugger. And also in that time, as the other experiment that I did was upping my calorie intake of the mode I chose was cream. A whole pint of cream extra in a day via making custard for myself, using the concentrated monk fruit extract as the sweetener. And what else goes in? There was milk, cream, and egg. Yeah, so powdered egg I was putting in, because I've got powdered egg left over for when, I don't know, as a contingency. If eggs go out of stock, or there's a crisis and there's a pandemic, all that sort of stuff. But I'm using it up because it's going through its use by date, So I was probably doubled as a, use your powdered whole egg into my custard. So I did that for, what was it, a month or 6 weeks? I don't know. And I did put on 1.5 to 2 kilograms. When I stopped that, in 2 days, it would just come off. So I went from like 96 to 94, just like that. So that was that experiment. So usually when you add 2,000 calories a day, people balloon out, don't they? But I used to balloon out, don't you worry. But this time, no, it didn't happen. So being nourished on the micronutrients, your body just said, no, I'm not going to put on much beef for you, perhaps. So yeah, that 1 start pack for everyone per 45 kilograms. Yes, it did get a bit exy in price, so I've effectively halved my dose. And also, even though a dog, giraffe, a shrew, whatever animal, all vertebrates, we all need 90 essential micronutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids. And according to weight, Doc Wallach worked out that this is how much we need. And I just thought, maybe we don't. ratio-wise, yes, but weight-wise, fair enough. Someone that's, say, 90 kilograms versus 45 kilograms, should they really need 2 times more, or 20% more, 50% more, or I don't know, okay? But if you incorporate my Health 44, where you're increasing your absorption via digestion and the like, maybe you don't need the full 2 packs. And I was toying with it for quite a while there, and I heard this particular podcast that Doc Peter Glidden was on, and out of the blue, and he said, "I don't think we need 2 packs. It hasn't been established that we need, 1 pack per 45 kilograms." Whoa, are you kidding me? So that came from one of the 3, the 3 main guys in longevity: Doc Peter Glidden, Doc Wallach, of course, and Dr. Ben Fuchs is the other one. And it came from the 3rd horseman of the micronutrition apocalypse. And yeah, so here's my trial, day 10 or so. And if I put on any weight, or if I get teeth pulled, or I get a orthopedic issues, or a dicky ticker, blood pressure issues, whatever, I'll have to just think, it didn't work. So there you go. Maybe at some point, if it's still working, if I'm not putting on weight, and plus all anything else that comes up in aging or whatever, if I start losing my hair, or more wrinkles, more greys, more whatever, varicose veins. I had varicose veins on my anterior knee bit in my teens. So it's pretty hard to reverse that, I think, if you've been micronutrient for that long. Maybe it was even congenital. Don't forget that if you're born with a birth defect or congenital issues, there's no reversing it. Well, depending on what it is, but yeah. So that's why I advocate for mothers to be doing longevity. My latest daughter, 11-month-old, came out perfect. No issues. All the milestones, but there is one issue: eczema. So I'll treat this as a bit of a self-disclosure, epistemic humility, call it what you wish, but she's got some eczema. Well, there's no eczema. She did have eczema. Some minor use of 1% or 0.5% hydrocortisone cream, and bingo bongo, gone. It reduced the temperature down, gave it enough time to heal from, the rashes were getting quite angry. But now the rashes really aren't there. The only things that look like rashes are her attacking her skin. She just wants to scratch her skin, and that might be a symptom of overall eczema, psoriasis type complex. So there's certain things we're trialing, laundry, and mold. There's mold in the air cons in this place and in the gyprock. That's one thing which we don't have the flexibility to sell and rebuy, because this is the cheapest area in all of Mexico, in all of the country, and it's pretty hard to afford, resell, rebuy somewhere. You just can't do it, and a little bit stuck on that front. If it is, that I admit, I might be even stabbing in the dark with the Health 44, but the benefits of myself and other people that are getting it is just way more efficacy than anything that you'll ever find. Okay, so my daughter's disclosure with the itching, probably that's the other stab in the dark. Mold, that's the and also in saying that mother, she consumed tiny bits of gluten-based food in the pregnancy. Not the end of the world, of course, because hey, we're here 5,000 years later after wheat has become our staple grain, right? So it's not the end of the world. It's still probably a stab in the dark. You can't blame that on this and that. There's no cure for childhood eczema / psoriasis. There's only people doing their own stabs in the dark. Allergy, that's also a stab in the dark. I don't trust those essential oil dab tests at one bit. I just can't see the logic in it, because you're not exposed to the actual the biological thing, which a lot of the time has to go through your liver to be manifested properly into your body. If you're just dabbing it on your skin, yes, it's psoriasis or eczema, it's a skin thing, but what if it's systemic? It's got to go through your liver. Anyway, so there's still some stabbing in the dark. Maybe it's the mold. Doing steps to more aeration, cleaning the air conditioning, gyprock. What, I'm going to spend 20 grand to replace the whole gyprock or drywall in the whole house? Got no money for that, right? So yeah, but otherwise, usually by this time, almost 11 months now, young Tatiana, no sniffles, no coughs, no temperatures. What else do young children get? Seizures? No seizure. No other complaints. She's almost walking. She's taken a few steps on the couch, along the couch. Not even 11 months, and gets up from, does a monkey walk and gets up, and then she's thinking, right, I'm not holding on to anything. Time to fall back on my ass. So yeah, a lot of the milestones are being reached. Cognitively good spirited. To disclose, 50-year-old father versus 40-year-old mother come out good still. Even though our gametes are geriatric, kids can still come out lovely, healthy. Used to be the case where Down syndrome is an old woman's, congenital issue. Teenage mums are still getting Down syndrome children now. Okay, so it's not much. It's not. Yes, age is a risk factor, but what happens with age? The regular listeners know this. More micronutrient deficiencies with age. So mum was on micronutrients for at least a year before conception, and there you go. Bingo bongo, perfect kid. Apart from, I just want to scratch myself, pull my skin off, and also it might be a behavioural thing. It happens during nappy changes, hunger, and tiredness. Otherwise, playing, almost walking. Let's go for a walk when I put her into one of those harnesses. Happy, interacting with people in the big town. I call it the big town here, this little town that we live in, Lowood, 4,000 people or so. And so yes, I'm using my kid as an experiment. Oh my goodness! So she gets micronutrients via mother, still through breastfeeding. Oh yeah. So she's going good. And I'll report, say, in 6 months how I go with my reduced micronutrient regimen, right? And that's it there. One thing which has been sitting in my mind, should I unleash it and then smash it, is the whole biofoods complex. Biofoods? Why did I say biofoods? Whole foods complex, where the way it's grown, the way it's produced, meat I'm talking about as well, should be a go-to. Many regular listeners will understand my thoughts on soil depletion of the minerals. If it's not getting into our soils, it's not getting into our crops, it's not getting into us, or much lower levels of those minerals. We need those minerals to make the vitamins work, and the amino acids and the essential fatty acids, yes, in ample amounts and good ratios and the like. The ratios I'm not convinced on, but longevity, if they haven't nailed it, they'll be the closest to it. Okay, they will be the closest. So go longevity if you're looking for a micronutrient supplier. If you want a further way to work out the nuances of your particular case, look on the link tree. My services are available. Yes, I won't get many takers at the prices that I'm charging, but if I had $1 million, I would drop 900 grand just like that to halve my body weight, to get out of my 6 other ailments that I had: orthopedic issues, blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar issues starting to come on board. All of those things gone. Esophageal reflux PPIs for nearly a decade I was taking, which, if you're taking PPIs, those anti-reflux, whatever you call it, antacid type medication, PPIs, proton pump inhibitors, if you're taking them 10 years down the track, you'll get another few chronic diseases, and then after another decade, if you're still alive, you'll get another few diseases, or worsening of the other few diseases, upping the dose of all those medications that you're on. Then another half a dozen medications come on board, and then all of a sudden, never mind the your lifespan, it's your health span at stake. You may as well be dead at 65, because the next 10 years isn't going to be pleasant. So I've knocked that on the head. So that's a rundown of some of the experiments that I've experimented on. Yes, I did mention powders. How did I get away from the powders? I'll get back onto it. Those protein powders, whole egg powder, the white egg powder that some people take. I don't know. I don't know about their bioavailability and their bio synergy. What are those? Excuse me. If will it come to me? Yes. Pharmacokinetics, pharmacodistribution, and pharmacodynamics. Dynamics, distribution, kinetics. Yes, those three. I'm not sure if we're understanding yet if we process our proteins into powders, proteins from vegan sources or meat sources or dairy sources. I'm not convinced that their bioavailability is as if you were drinking milk or beef or peas, legumes, lentils, whatever. Yes, lentils are legumes, aren't they? Yeah. Tofu, rice, rice protein. How much rice do they need to go through to get 30 grams of protein, I wonder? A lot, I thought. So that might be another thing. Because I've got quite a bit of protein powder left, or when I ordered quite a bit in bulk, it was quite cheap. Going back a couple of years ago, and I bought quite a bit also as a bit of a, I guess, stash if there was supply issues, pandemic issues, whatever. I bought quite a bit, and it's starting to near their expiry date, and I'm using them up. So I'll use them up, and I won't use it anymore after that. And I'll let you know on my leanness, my physique, because I don't do that much to mainstream wise. It's a volume thing to build muscle. I think it's hard to build muscle once you're over 50. People still do it, I think, but not as easy as when you're 20, right? So I'll just go through all that protein that's sitting there. And what's that? Well, actually, 100 grams of extra protein per day, just to get out of it. I was probably taking 50 grams of extra protein per day a couple of years ago, and just to get out of this stash, I've upped it to 120, I think. So I'll get rid of it. That's a lot of unnecessary calories, if calories are part of it, but calories aren't really much to do with obesity that much. It's micronutrients. Oh yeah, I've experimented with that. I've experimented with 1,500 calories up to 3,500 calories. Did it make much difference? A little bit. For about 2 years, I was on 1,500 to 2,000 calories. I was on 2,200, then I was at 1,800, then I was at 3,500 for about 6 weeks, and not much difference. 2 kilos. But that 2 kilos came in a week, and it stayed there for another 5 weeks after that. So I thought, at $4.50 for a pint of cream per day, I'll turf that, right? So I turfed it, 2,000 calories less, and I'm back to let's say around 1,800 calories. Ah, yes, more experimentation. Caffeine. You can't get off caffeine. It's so hard to get off caffeine. It's worse than going off, I don't know, heroin, is it? Yeah, that's what they say. The headache can be horrendous. I tried to go off caffeine about, 10 years ago. Or 30, no, it feels like 14 years ago. 13, 14, maybe 12, I don't know, perhaps 12 years ago, and it was not pretty. It was not, well, it didn't feel pretty, that's for sure. So, have I disclosed this in a previous podcast? But just quickly again, I've gone the organic route plus decaf, but I've still got some organic regular calf still sitting there. So I'm just using like 5 parts decaf, 1 part calf to get away from, I don't want to waste a $13 jar. That bloody organic stuff is expensive, but you got to do what you got to do, hey. And also, don't forget, I think that decaf stuff is still 5% calf. You can't get all the calf out. That's why when I trialed it the first few days, only on the decaf, organic decaf, I feel I'm one of those bloody soy half calf bloody soy boy bloody orders. Anyway, no more caffeine orders from the coffee shop for me. So that's the other thing, right? So less caffeine, because caffeine, or much of it, the more caffeine you drink, it leaches more of the minerals from your biology. It's like when you're an athlete and you're sweating and you're a gym goer, you're a marathon runner, you're a footballer, whatever. Athletes losing all those minerals makes them age faster. And guess what? Athletes die earlier. I've looked up life insurance data on that. Ex-Olympians don't have a good life expectancy. Professional football players and the like, their life expectancy is not good. Even cricket players sitting out there for 6 hours in the hot, blaring sun, sweating the whole day, and they just end the day with some beer. These days, yes, they probably take some electrolytes, whatever that's made of these days. Not many minerals, that's for sure. Not all the minerals. Some minerals, yes. But yes, not a good track record for ex-pro players of whatever sport. I used to be a semi-pro. I didn't have a good background. So now, I guess because I do 1 minute, well, in a few weeks I'll resume my 1 minute of calisthenics each day. I won't even need to increase my micronutrient dose, because I won't be sweating much after doing 1 minute of calisthenics. So there's some updates for you. My epistemic humility is there for everybody to scrutinize. Let's compare me in my own shit. Is that even on? Thank God it's on. Sorry for the non-visual podcast listeners. Where was I going? I forgot. I got distracted. So I'll report how I'm going with my changes. Just quickly with the caffeine, effectively 90% less caffeine dose for the last month. It's all right. It's all right. I'm surviving, which means less minerals being leached. Yes, that's the theory. Can you measure these things? Yeah. Maybe there are ways, but it's difficult. It's particularly difficult for the whole gluten complex, where you can eat gluten. Yes, you can. You can, but you'll just have to put a nasal tube into your gastric juices, get a syringe, take a bit of gastric juice out onto a pH indicator paper tester thing, and see what the reading is. And I can't even really trust that, because if you are going to be under 1.0 pH, which is very acidic, worse than battery acid, right, you will be able to digest and annihilate the gluten that is coming on board, and it won't be damaging your the villi in your small intestine that does most of our micronutrient absorption, right? So only 2% of the population is capable of that, apparently. I could try it, but it's easy just to not have gluten. And a spot check with your pH might be 0.8, 0.85. The next day you might be 1.15. Then all of a sudden you're damaging the villi in your small intestine again. So it's probably not worth my effort. If you want to go through that effort and you fixated on you must have bread, it can be done. I haven't mentioned that in the past, I don't think. It is a recent new knowledge base for me. So there you go. That's further disclosure there to indicate that I'm still working on improving things even more. And by reducing my micronutrients is a way to improve, to test the efficacy of my Health 44, and just quickly to further my Health 44 for those high number of one-off listeners. The Health 44, what I advocate for here for our health, also to cure ourselves with certain health ailments, is that we eliminate 4 categories of food. So the first 4, the Health 44, is eliminating 4 categories of food: the glutens, the oils, sugars, nitrates, nitrites, and then introduce the 4 categories of micronutrients, then which makes up the 90 essential micronutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids. That's the chassis. That's the chassis. Buddhism, I don't know, yoga nidra, meditating, yeah. Put that into you as well. And I don't meditate, but maybe if I had more time on my hands, I could probably do that sort of thing. There's a thought out there: if you've got no time, well, put 2 hours of 2 hours of meditating. Anyway, but at least I get sun into my eyes. I shouldn't be having this light in me at this hour in the early evening. Anyway, early morning sun, late sun, good sleep. My sleep's good. No more shift work as an ex-nurse either, so that's good. Any more disclosure, change of plans, any more guinea pig experiments which I'm presenting for me too, but for everyone else as well. Oh yeah, with the tooth thing, that was the only issue with the teeth. One extraction. When I told my one of my daughters, my firstborn, I haven't brushed my teeth in 2 years. She went, "What? Just look at your teeth." See, straight from that 12-year-old brain, or was she 13 at the time? That 13-year-old brain just went, "Oh, your teeth must be disgusting." Oh, they look all right. Okay. So it's possible for your teeth to look okay if you don't brush them. There's this whole thought of enamel this and biome that, and this bacteria, that bacteria. Stepping in the dark. What did I say? In 100 years, we might be laughing at ourselves like we're laughing at themselves 100 years ago, where, what did they think 100 years ago? We were barely into germ theory back then. Take 3 grams of that new wonder drug, aspirin. People were bleeding out, thinking that it was the gods still. Yeah, so we still might be laughed at, even though we live in this present time, this 2024. The year 3000, they might be thinking, huh? They thought that? Oh, that guy knew. Probably me. Anyway, so that's that for today. A few additions in what I'm doing. One real addition, probably the reduction of the micronutrient supplements, the powder issue, bioavailability. The other issue that we have to epistemically be humble about, those gym rats and whatnot that take all that protein. What if you didn't take that protein? You'd probably still won't be too much difference in your physique. Many would have tried. There are some that don't take any protein supplements and added protein powders, and they're still, what is it, IBF, bodybuilding pros and that sort of thing. There's vegan bodybuilding pros, so we're all stabbing in the dark still, but my stab in the dark is the best efficacy for you out there. Okay, it's the best efficacy. Look me up if any of this resonates. That's all for today. Bye bye.